Here's an offer you won't be able to refuse. A free dinner where you'll learn how to be healthy and pain-free without drugs or surgery.
This morning, we welcome Dr. Ray Drury with Upper Cervical Health Centers. He's also the author of The Best Kept Secret in Healthcare. Dr. Drury, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
First off, let us congratulate you. You're celebrating 20 years in the Charlotte area.
20 years. Seems like just yesterday we opened up.
And now look at your practice,
No
right?
doubt, yeah.
It's pretty crazy, right? You're hosting a dinner this week. It's a special dinner that anyone can come to. Talk about why you're doing this.
Well, so let me give you an example of something that happens pretty much every day in our practice. So Linda is an example. Linda came to us a while back. She had fibromyalgia. She'd been suffering for 14 years, 7 of which she's been on disability. Well, Linda's only 50 years old. She came in last week crying, tears running down her face. She said, Dr. Drury, if only I'd known about you 14 years ago, okay? Now her pain's disappeared, she's sleeping, her digestion, all these things are starting to clear up. So, you know, unfortunately, we've been here for 20 years, and we have literally had people come here from all over the world, stay in hotels to get under care, when there are people driving up and down our road all over Charlotte suffering with the same conditions that just don't even know exist or anything about what we do.
And that's why you're here talking about it today as well.
Exactly.
So what will people learn about Upper Cervical Health Centers when they come to your dinner?
Okay, so I shouldn't have said that. Okay, so what I do as an upper cervical doctor, you got me now, I'm paranoid, I'm thinking. So what I do as an upper cervical doctor, a patient of mine said a few weeks ago, she came to me, she said, Dr. Drury, you reconnect man to God. That's a pretty bold statement, right? But let me explain to you what I think she's talking about. So let's get back to the very basics of life, right? Where does life come from? So life comes from some higher existence, right? Some, whatever your God may be to you, right? So that's where life comes from. So in turn, where does health come from? Does health come in the form of a pill, potion, or lotion? Well, I don't think we were created with a chemical deficiency that we have to have something from the outside in order to be healthy. So health actually was a gift that came with that. It's basically comes from God as well. And so health is, it's like darkness, right? It's an absence of light. So health, an absence of health is actually where disease or sickness comes from. So what we do is we have found that there's a place in the body where that expression of health can be interfered with to virtually anywhere in the body, and that's the top of the neck, the brainstem area. That's the upper cervical area. So what we're going to do as an upper cervical doctor is evaluate that upper area and see if there's some interference with that innate or God-given healing ability within you. If it is, we remove it and allow the body to start taking its natural course again. Things start to heal up.
So how have you helped people? I mean, I know that you say that you've never met a headache you can't cure. What other kinds of conditions have you been able to help people with?
Okay, well, again, I don't cure anything. The body cures itself, right? So what we do is we remove the interference to the body so that it can. But I've helped a lot of people with, like I said, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, seizure disorders, sleeping problems, of course, the typical neck, back pain, dizziness, vertigo, stuff like that. So a wide range of conditions come to us from all over the place.
And how long does it generally take for a patient to start feeling better?
Most of them will notice a difference immediately, okay? Now, the body takes some time to heal, just like if you sprained an ankle, you know, over time it takes a little bit, but just like anywhere else. But typically, within the first visit, people start to notice some changes and then pick up some momentum as we keep the body free of that interference to that natural healing ability. The body just heals, you know, just like if you cut your hand, it takes some time. But if we keep it, remove any interference to the healing process, it happens naturally.
Again, the dinner is coming up this Thursday. We'll give everybody the details in just a second. What can people expect? Will you give a presentation? Yeah,
so we'll have some patients that have asked me if they could maybe tell their story about where they came from. We're going to have the dinner first, and then we'll talk a little bit, and I'll explain a little bit more about what we do and how it works, how it affects the body. And anybody who comes, I'm getting ahead of you, and mentions the show, we're going to give a free copy of my book as well.
Okay. Who's doing the cooking? Is this a catered affair?
Actually, it's the Crown Plaza. They're doing the cooking for me, so I don't have to bring it.
Again, the dinner, it's this Thursday at 6:30 at the Crown Plaza. That's just off I-77 and Tyvola Road on West Park Drive. Seating is limited, so if you're interested, call today to RSVP. The number is 704-588-5560. Again, 704-588-5560. And as Dr. Drury mentioned, if you mention Charlotte today, you'll receive a free copy of Dr. Drury's book at the dinner. So it's a great thing to learn more about what he does. Thank you so much for being here today.
All right, thank you guys for having me.
All right, still ahead on Charlotte Today this morning, the innovative solution to keeping Charlotte families off the streets.
But first, in the Food Lion kitchen, grilled vegetable pesto risotto.